Hello my friends, welcome to this video in which I will show you how to make a long straight cut with a jigsaw. Up front I wanted to let you know that I have also a video about the general principles for making long cuts, and I recommend really you to watch this video because this will save you a lot of hassle later on. It concerns specifically the way that you're turning the boards. So now we're coming back to the jigsaw. So the jigsaw is not the best tool for doing such type of operation. Of course here the queen is the circular saw. Nevertheless, if in case you have to do one long straight cut, you don't need necessarily to go for trying to find a circular saw. So for the jigsaw, let's go. This here is a 18 millimeters thickness OSB board, which is, let's say, more or less in the middle of what you can find as offer in OSB. With a jigsaw, there is no other solution, unless you have some, please leave them in comments, to make a very good marking for the line that you will cut. So for this, I'm positioning my, let's say, ruler board. And you will see it's very easy, and so now we make the marking. That's the most important, whatever it is, jigsaw or circular saw. Some words about the measurement tools. So this one here is of course extremely easy to use and quite efficient. But for making precise markings, which is very important for the long cuts, it is better to use rigid rulers, because here you have more reliability. This one here, for instance, even though it's new, there's already a little margin of maneuver here on the bottom. This is why I'm using rigid rulers. And then for making the markings, find a place where the surface is rather lean so that you can make a good marking. So take a surface where there won't be any accidents from the USB. So here it looks good. I'm making my classical marking technique. So that's 1.5 centimeters. For being on the safe side, I do the same on the other side. And now we can align everything on the references. So on the first side we see the thickness of the pencil, which is visible here, and on the other side the same. So now it's perfectly aligned and we can make the marking. I won't show you the jigsaw in detail. For this, have a look at my video about the jigsaw. And now I'm making the cut. Don't forget, there are different types of cut. This you can check also in the video about the short straight cut. So what is important for the success of the cut in the length is really to stay concentrated. Here I'm taking this as a reference. Here it's an additional difficulty. My jigsaw is not totally straight, but I'm just following here this little triangle. Okay, so you can see that the cut is okay. Honestly, with a jigsaw only, it's fine. It may be not perfect, but it does the job. Two additional pieces of information. The first one is that when you're making many cuts with a jigsaw, don't forget to make breaks from time to time because the machine is getting hot. You're doing here a single cut, which is taking a couple of minutes. And the second piece of information is be careful about the dust which is generated by the machines. Here with a jigsaw it's still reasonable, but you will see with a circular saw it's much more. So don't hesitate to use a vacuum cleaner which is connected to the machine. I made a specific video on this. And now for the cut without having my long ruler will be made inside. So I'm meeting you in a second in the studio. That's it, my friends. We have now finished the cuts with the jigsaw, either with one line or with several ones. You have seen the big advantage of having a spare board for making the lines. And now we turn to chapter 2, which is using the king of the machines for these works, which is the circular saw.